What does it mean to actually get the dua of your mother? When your mom or your parents will actually say, "Oh Allah," and they'll have something that is favorable to you implied in that dua. In this khutbah, I'm going to use at some point a hadith from Sahih al-Bukhari. The entire collection of Sahih al-Bukhari and that legacy and what it means to the ummah would not be possible without the dua of a mom. A very simple one. It's not simple in the nature of the request, but it was natural in how it flowed from her heart to her tongue. Her child was blind, and she made dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah cured the blindness of her son. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent her the good news that her son had been cured through Ibrahim alayhi salam, or seeing Ibrahim alayhi salam in a dream, giving her that bushra, giving her that glad tidings. And she wakes up and she goes and she sees her son, and her son could see. And everything that we have from Imam al-Bukhari, every single time a hadith is narrated from him, every single time one of his works that is not typically ascribed to him is of benefit to the ummah. It goes back to that dua of a mom. It goes back to that supplication of a mom for her child. She didn't know that she was making history when she was making dua. She was just making dua for Allah to cure her son. She wasn't implying, she did not say, "Oh Allah, cure him so that he can compile the greatest man-written book in the history of mankind." She didn't do that. She just said, "Oh Allah, cure him." She made dua out of love for her child, that Allah cure him. And Allah answered her. And we all have her to thank for that. And of course, beyond that, absolute gratitude going to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the vehicle of that cure was the dua of the mother of Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah. It's a way in which a person removes their greatest sins. Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, a man came to him and confessed of a major sin. And he responded to him and he said, "Ummuka hayy, is your mother alive?" And he said, "No." So he just said, "Then go seek forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala." Why did you ask if his mother was alive? That's what the students asked him. Why did you ask him if his mother was alive? He said, "Because I don't know of a greater act of obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than birr al-walida, than when a person honors their mother. I can't think of anything else that could possibly expiate a sin that heinous, a sin that major, like birr al-walida, like him honoring his mother. It is the greatest way to honor Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even if your mother is directly telling you to disobey Him. In the situation of Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, whose mother took an oath that she would not eat or drink and she would not wash her hair or go inside her home until he left Islam. Can you imagine that type of torture to Sa'd? That his mom says to him that I will not eat, drink, comb my hair, remove lice from my hair, or get out of the sun until you renounce Islam. And Allah sends down a verse ordering him, despite her ordering him to curse her, to curse Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to curse him, despite her ordering him to curse Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah orders that he honor her. And even mentions in the ayah in Surah Al-Ahqaf, وَوَصَّيْنَا الْإِنسَانَ بِوَالِدَيْهِ إِحْسَانًا حَمَلَتْهُ أُمُّهُ كُرْهًا وَوَضَعَتْهُ كُرْهًا وَحَمْلُهُ وَفِصَالُهُ 30 شهرًا. Mentioning that, look, she carried you. We have ordered excellence to both of your parents. And then specifying the mother, that she carried you in pain, she gave birth to you in pain, she fed you in pain, she nurtured you in pain, she went through all of that for you. She deserves that honor. Even in that situation, she deserves that honor. And so it is the way in which the scholar of this ummah, Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, saw an expiation for a major sin, and even kufr is not enough for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to remove the obligation from you to honor her. It's that significant that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when a young man comes to him to join the battle, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam sends him back to his mother and mentions Jannah at her feet. Greater than even that moment. What is it about that dua? What is it about that ikram? What is it about that honoring? And what is the limit to the potential of the barakah, the blessing that could come in one's life as a result of that honoring of a parent. And for you,